guys. Welcome to the Music Link, you guys. Everything is so far away. There's a little better. Face looks so shiny. Do that one. Very special guest,
Yeah,
Mr.
hear me now?
Dyer. Let me hear you.
Yeah, hear me now? You hear me?
I hear you now.
All
Wow.
right. All
You
right.
did it. Mr. Music. Dyer, the music warrior. Ah.
Yeah, man.
Big up yourself.
Yeah.
Just turn your volume down just a little bit.
My volume.
Yeah, cause so I won't echo so much.
Okay.
Okay. You can still hear me, right?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and go. Welcome. Mr. Dyer right now.
1 second. Yeah. I do an interview. This is a great friend. I'm at the Anchor Studio.
All
Fred,
right, bless you, bless you, bless you.
Fred
Respect.
the Blessing King. Oh my
Yes.
God.
Oh my goddess.
Fred, greetings.
Respect you.
See
All right.
you.
We're recording, so we talk again.
Yes, we're at the Anchor Music Studio recording right now.
Okay. Blessings. You already know. Okay, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna share this video. It's
Yeah.
in this time right now, it's one of your songs.
Yes.
In this time right now, God wash our troubles away.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh wait. Never suffered before. Hold on. God wash our troubles away, you guys. By
Yes.
Dyer.
When God washed your shoulders away, wash your shoulders away. It's smooth, it's clean, it's so much better. One more, your shoulders away. Only it's the strength and the power of the soul. All your shoulders away. I see you see me, when it back, I see, living down, looking on, love the way, should be, bring it on, your shoulders away, wash your shoulders away. Every night, we burn, we don't fight, doing things that is right, so we walk in the light, bring it on, your shoulders away, wash your shoulders away. It's smooth, it's feeling so much better.
Now a different world, things are changing. People saying it's time waits. I'm on the way to know a different kind of show.
I don't look at it. I can't get the camera. Can't get the camera that mouth. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, man. I get producer now, you know? Yes.
You see that right there? God wipes our troubles away. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Right
yes.
now, that's what we need.
Yes,
For
yes.
God to wipe our troubles away in this time. In this
Yes.
time, that when I saw the song, I was like, I don't remember you doing that song. I don't even remember anything about it. I liked it. I was like, oh.
Yeah. I did that song in Cuba. That video was done in Cuba.
I know. I said you took advantage of that, boy.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It was beautiful too, because Sight said, we haven't seen you showing us all that out there.
Yes, yes.
How was you able to be able to video inside of the church like that?
You know that priest is the second most famous priest in the world, you know. He's the head of all the priests in the Caribbean. And that church is over 100 years old.
I knew it was important.
Yes. So of the project that I was doing at the church, I get to meet them, and God do things different from man, you know. Sometimes when you move with the right energy, a lot of stuff does happen like miracles. Cause God don't do magic, you know. That's a magician. God do miracles.
Well, I know that for you, the kind of person you are, to be able to video and do like that, I was like, after you reason with them, I knew it would be okay, because nobody can just go in there and video
Yeah.
like that. I mean,
Yes.
I
For
was
real.
like, wait a minute, he's like in there
Yep.
doing a
Yep.
music video for
Yep.
real.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, so Daya, this is Daya, the producer. He's an artist, you guys. Um, he's a producer. He's an artist. He's a director. Um, he's a what do you call it? He does
Animator.
construction, but he's a builder.
He's
Not
an
really.
animator,
He's an animator. Yeah, I love all
writer,
his work.
artist, musician.
Cartoons you did for your album, beautiful. Music, everything.
Yes. Yes.
I said on the thing, I said Jamaica's Mr. Like everything, because you everything, Daya.
Yeah, because His Majesty say you must not limit yourself, you know, on your act where you can't reach it. So if you limit yourself, you're limited. So if you don't want to do the mechanic work, That means that you will never know nothing about mechanic. You limit yourself right there. So if you get the opportunity to learn, you just learn. So when you stop learning, you say you're not going to stop learning until the day you die. You still have things to learn. So we have to be open to learning positive stuff that can help us and help others.
Okay, so let's start with you. Like when you first started in the music business. Um, okay, like what was the first thing that you did? You got all these different things you was doing. The first thing in the music that you did.
Well,
No, no,
the
no.
first in the
Let me
music,
let me change that because let's first tell the people who your father is because we already know the music.
yes. Well, my father is called Jadi, and his real name is Dennis Fearon. He used to work at the Studio One studio and all the major studio out there. He used to go around and tune the piano because he's a musician, but he's also a piano tuner. So he was the one that keeping the music in Jamaica in tune back in the days.
Right.
So he always have piano at the house and stuff. So like for me, getting in the music was just with the kids in the community of Grand Spain. We used to just go in the workshop where my father have, and all of us know how to play. When the night has come.
Stand by
And
me.
the land is dark, and the moon is the only light. Dum dum dum, dum
Yeah.
dum dum
Stand by
dum,
me.
dum dum dum. Stand by me, dum 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 dum, dum 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 dum, dum 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 dum, dum 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 dum, dum 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 dum. That's the song. The whole community could play that song. Some people playing the bass, while some because we couldn't use two hands to play the piano. So some people playing the bass, some people trying to hold some note. That's the way I started to play keyboard. Just messing around. Everybody coming. Some player then have the keys. Ten, 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 ten. Somebody dum. And we just messing around until That's where
And
we
how
started to
old were
get
you
more
when
and
you
more into it. That's where we started in the music.
how old were you when you started all this?
I think that's when I was 9 year old.
9. Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys was all getting together and started the band vibration of music.
Yeah, and then from there, from just messing around the piano, because like in those days, even to this day, because keyboard player in the world is always a shortage of keyboard player. I don't know because keyboard player is a special type of musician, because you two and playing two different things and a lot of things. So it's like most keyboard players, like you say, have a split personality. One hand playing a different thing, one man playing a different thing, and it's not easy to balance that. So
Right.
there's always a shortage of keyboard players. So from very early, my father band Food Clothes and Shelter needed a keyboard player, and I was up the standard that I could hold two cards and keep the band going. So I end up starting to play in the band from very early. So they used to have the bass player and the key guitar player and all of them used to say, all right, hold that card or do this or do that. They used to direct me, and I hold it down.
So
Yeah.
so like how old were you in the first band your first performance with them?
My first performance with a band,
Yeah.
maybe like maybe I say like maybe age 12 or so.
So did you learn other instruments or you just mastered the keyboard?
No, I'm a musician because my father is a musician, and I was always in the studio. So we grew up around music and we grew up in music. So it's like not nobody basically take us and teach us music, line and space and all those. So we grow in it. So it's like natural. So you grow seeing a bass man playing his bass, you grow and see the drummer playing his drum. So after a while, when you go around the drum, you don't have to think what to do because it's in you. You see it all the time, you live it all the time. So music to me is like is a part of me. So it doesn't matter the instrument. As a musician right now, you give me a violin, you give me anything, it doesn't matter what instrument. I'm gonna play it because I
Yeah.
know music.
That's why I say you're so well round because I know that you do everything. It's so crazy. And you do everything good.
Yeah, but I see like for when I'm reflecting back now, because they say it take a man like 40 years to know themselves, to be settled, to understand life and all those things. So in my 40s now, I can really attest that I think that is true. It's a true analysis of the human being and their development, because now I look at things and I look at life and I look at everything different in my 40s. So when I look back, one of the things that I see, like from a child with me, it's different from a lot of the children in the neighborhood, because I'm always industrious. I always try to learn, always using my hand. I ask my friend, ask my family member, whoever came around for like a bicycle, and I never get a bicycle as a child. So I have to go and I make my own skateboard. I get my board, and we didn't have we call it saw. We use cutlass and chop the board and chop it how we want it, and use stone and nail up a skateboard for ourselves and nail up whatever we need. So I learned to make stuff from early that I need to make myself comfortable. So we were always just from a very young age. I never wasted time. I never wasted time in school. I never wasted time at my home. I'm always doing something productive to help myself and help my family.
Right, right. So in school, um, how was the music? How did you do the music as far as the school go? Did you perform in any of the events that they had in school, musical?
Yeah, I remember one show where we performed at school, but it turned out to be a very good thing. Like devotion, we did something at devotion one morning, and they keep like class party and all those things. We always perform and do our thing. And a big thing that used to happen at school, like at lunchtime, we used to clash. They used to have clash in the classes, and I was the one beating the rhythm on the decks. We used to beat rhythm on the decks, and the different artists come up and clash at lunchtime.
That's the
So
best thing about Jamaica. In school, you guys have like we like they still have a lot of programs now out here, but we had musical programs there, but not as much as how you guys like. Y'all always like so intricate with the music in Jamaica. As far as in
yes.
school, it's
But
very big.
but in Jamaica you cannot escape music, because most people play it so loud. You're a person playing their music and you're a mile away and you're hearing it. So you're hearing 50 sound
Oh
playing.
no, Daya, I have to laugh because you guys, welcome to the Music Link. You guys here with Lady V and Daya Warrior from Jamaica, artist, producer, director, many, many hats. And not only is he an artist, director, and a man with many, many hats, he's also my friend, okay? When I went to Jamaica, I had the honor of coming to visit him and his family. And that was one thing that I tell people the story is that when we were in Jamaica, you didn't have to play no radio because I woke up to music down like next door.
Everywhere.
Music, it was
Everywhere.
everywhere, and it was songs that you like.
Yes, yes,
You didn't need you didn't need a radio. I swear it was so crazy. But that's one of the things that I would say that I remember about Jamaica is that you didn't need your own radio because somewhere everybody was always playing music and it was something that you would like, you know.
yes,
So hey, that seems like it should be a fight too. I would be like, look at neighbor, I got music today.
yes,
I,
yes.
I'm gonna be the DJ today, neighbor.
Yeah. It's like that a lot of time too. It's like a
Yeah,
clash. Sometimes the neighbor turn off and other people turn on. Yep.
right. You want to rest your electricity, right? And somebody else turn it right back on.
Yeah, but music is in the blood of the Jamaican people. They can't live without it. It's a vital part of our culture, a vital part of our life. Our lives, as we wake up in the morning, as the eye open, you put in some Bob Marley, you put in certain things to start your day or whatever. It's a part of our life.
You know what? I had I can remember. I think it was Mr. Easy interview where we was talking about the Jamaican music too, and I was saying that the way how a lot of people have Jamaican music, I mean reggae music, and it stems from Jamaica. It should be like where everybody who's promoting reggae, are you doing something or you making money from it? You should be paying a fee to Jamaica. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It could be like helping the country, because
True,
a lot
true.
of people make money from reggae, and it should be like you should be able to pay a little something out of yourself to make this.
Well, that's something that I have to set up to benefit the people like that. But my father told me that music wasn't about money, and that's
Hmm.
where everything go wrong. Cause if you check King David from back in the days, he was the one that used to go around and play his harp and heal the people with the music, because it
Yeah.
was it was about that soul to soul connection and healing the spirit, and the musical vibration just going through the people to make them better. But since the money becomes such a big part of the music, we lose the music. We
Hmm.
lose the music. So a lot of people, they get the money, but they lose the music. So
Right.
like for me as a producer, as a person who is so serious, because I'm serious about the music. I'm super serious about it. So I take the time to learn about the music, to learn about the feel, because a lot of the music is just it come like it's water, but you can have dirty water and you have clean water and you have crystal water and you have the same water, but
Right.
you have different level and different medicine that is gonna and mineral that is gonna be in a lot of the different water. So I take the time out to put the real energy in the music. Not about money or finance in those things. I'm talking about music right now. You have to sometimes you have to humble yourself to find the real essence that is to be in the song.
So tell me now. Okay, after when you first started doing music, do you see yourself as your own artist yet? I know you make a lot of music for other people, but before you got there, did you see yourself as your own artist or producer?
I started out as an artist. I used to call myself Dia General from in school. I started out as an artist, and because it naturally, like my father who make music, so that's a natural part that come as a progression from being an artist. But at first, when I was an artist, I stopped being an artist because I didn't like the spiritual forces that followed the DJ, because I started DJing from a child, from in school. But when I start DJ, I realized that sometimes I feel bad. I don't mean feel bad like upsetting. I mean I feel bad like a bad man, like yo, I was bad up, in a fighter
So
or
what you
whatever.
saying is you was DJing far as you was like a rapper before
Yeah,
you
like a
started.
rapper. But when I rap, and the essence that was in the music that time, the spirit, you know, it made me feel bad, like a gangster, like a killer, and I didn't like that. And that's why I stopped DJing from early, from school days. I used to do some bad man song, because that's what was happening in those times. Man for dead, tell them so we not save no lead, go and trap each other in a farm. You understand? There's those things, and grind man. Tell them, let a bad boy talk. What you gonna mama take off?
Oh God.
It just imagine you go to dance, it's just bad man
Pure.
kill people, not vex them gun or a city.
I feel you.
It's just be a lot of violence, and those songs influenced me the wrong way, and I didn't like it. So I was struggling as an artist as first, and then I started to
How old
get
are you?
get more into the music, as a musician. So I started to play for the same artist. A lot of the artists I started to play for them and going on tour with them and all those things, and I used to feel bad now playing for them now, because I be on stage, and when they're doing the music and the reaction of the crowd that I'm seeing and what they are saying, it didn't feel good to me. At least that's when I found Rastafari. It didn't feel good to me to be on stage playing and seeing the people jumping up to some things that I would say it seemed like a form of devil worshipping, because
Yeah.
those are the things that we call it now divert us as a nation because we got distracted down the wrong path when we should be empowering ourselves as a people and getting our nation stronger and our kids and our future generations stronger. We were going down a path of destruction and partying. We just partying. So now time is catching up on us where we need the spiritual forces now and we need all the energy and we don't even know how to deal with it. The kids are lost and the adults are lost also because they didn't take the time out to learn all these things.
You know what? I noticed that a lot of in this time with everything that's going on, a lot of the people that's more spiritual are more grounded in this time. They're not
Yes.
and that
All
it
right.
scares
No,
me.
but it didn't start here, no.
Mhm.
That groundation didn't start here. A lot of them it started through Rastafari from way back because Rastafari deal with liberty, deal with life. It's not a religion. It deal with life, holistic life, and the best meditation, the best food, the best everything. That's what Rastafari it stands for at the end of the day. So the people who are following Rastafari and following a positive path from early, right now, with all the misery and a lot of stuff that is happening, they are already grounded from that time till now. It's like
Right.
they already know all of these things was going to happen, and you need to strengthen yourself for it.
Yeah, I've talked to a couple of different people and they've been like, yo, very content and cool. And I'm like, seriously? But they're spiritually and they're standing their ground on how they feel, you know.
Yes.
And I can understand that because if they already have that clarity from a long time ago, they understand the situation. So let's say how old were you when you first went on tour?
I'm like 18.
So you was 18. And
Yeah, when I
at that time,
started to really travel, the first time I traveled. It was the first time I think maybe Bounty Killer was traveling with a band
mhm,
because Bounty Killer was the first artist I started to travel with,
okay.
and at the first time I traveled, it was me alone from the band, and I went to Cayman Island and trained the band to play for Bounty Killer and Pinchers.
Wow.
That's the first time I traveled.
Wow. So okay, so um I want to know about okay, that's the first time you traveled, but what about the producing music? Because I know that you had you produced I don't know if you got nominated a song for Spragabins.
I produced an album for Spragga Benz.
Was that like was he one of your first projects back then?
No, no, no. Spragga is more like in the 2000s. Or
Okay.
sometime before that too, because I started to produce from early. Because when I was going to school before 18, I was putting out songs on 45 and distributing it to record shops around Kingston and going in my uniform to pick up my money and do my business. So
But
I
have
started very early.
but far as the artist that was out there, who was the first artist that allowed you to actually produce for them, like songs for them?
I wouldn't say produce for them because in the 90s or the 80s, whatever, it was a rhythm, they call it now. It was more rhythm driven production happening. So if you have a rhythm and it's hot, you get a lot of different artists come and support it. So it's not like you're empowering an artist. It's more the artist empowering the rhythm.
Okay, for real, for real. And what?
So the more you're doing work and all those things, and people getting to know you and liking your way of production and all those things, then you started to get a relationship with artists who want to do more work with you.
Hmm. So like, who was your like favorite artist you would think back then at that time, like that you would listen to or that you looked up to in that time? I know your father
What do you mean? Favorite artist that I was working with, or just favorite artist overall that I listen on the
like
radio?
in that time, like what was your favorite artist? Like if you differently from working on music, if you was to listen to music or like an artist, who was that artist in that time?
Shabba Ranks.
Shabba Ranks.
That's my artist. I love Shabba Ranks. Yeah,
Shaba.
Shabarans.
So, did you ever get to work with him?
Yeah, I get to work with Shabarans. You know, I have an interview with Shabarans over an hour and something that I need to put out. Because when my band, Caution Band, we started to play for Shabarans. So we did even a show in Trinidad with Lauren Hill and Morgan Heritage. And that's when I get to know Shaba. Shaba is
How did
amazing. It is a very, and Sprague Evans was on that show. Shaba Ranks is a very, we call it now, is a very nice person.
hey
Very
so
pleasant, very happy, very vibesy. He's amazing.
thank you for that info. Hey, but tell me something. Was was one of the songs that you did for Spragga, did he get nominated for a Grammy or something like that? A song of yours that got nominated. I don't know who it was or something like that.
No, I have a Grammy. I got a Grammy award, but the song is with Damian Marley.
Damian Marley. I was saying, look, the Grammy is somewhere. I know you had got one. I remember.
Yeah, I got a Grammy, but it's Damian Marley and Damian Marley Alpha Tree album. I produced a song called Where's the Love with Damian Marley and the rapper called Eve from America. Me and Stephen Marley.
You just it's crazy, Diane, because you so humble, but you've traveled so many different places. You work with so many different artists, and it's just I'll be like, oh my God, you just be chilling, but you've been
Yep.
so blessed,
You
and
know that
just worldly.
a lot of time, I look at that same thing you're saying, and I'm saying that a lot of time people talking, and if I should talk and tell them my history and how things go, they would never even believe it. But you know that I give all the glory to the Almighty, because everything comes from the Almighty. All the power comes from the Almighty, all the inspiration, everything comes from the Almighty. So that's why I say, he that boasteth himself shall be abased. And I prefer to be humble and, and stick to my God more than be boastful and stick to myself.
Like, but how did you feel like when you was doing the producing and you was able like after the first two big major artists, did you feel like to say be like, oh, I'm really doing this, or like, wow, it seems like major artists just was going, getting higher and higher, but here you go, just producing slowly and you being able to work with different artists. Like, did you ever think like, wow, like I must be really pretty good?
You know that up to this day, I haven't reached the potential that I should reach within the music business, because there's a lot of politics and a lot of red tape, and because I'm a man of God, I'm not pushing myself in a lot of places that I should even be. I stay humble with the Almighty. You understand? So even a lot of the artists, I would love to do even so much more for them and so much more with them. But because when a lot of people get money, they become gods. They don't remember that they used to be eat cane and used to walk on the road like everybody else. Now they have money, they can disrespect their mother and their father because they can pay for it. So those are the type of issues that happen. And me, I know all the artists, all of them, and I played music and toured with all of them. But at the end of the day, I cannot work with a lot of them because their ego is bigger than the music. And I am about the music. That is why I say I don't reach my full potential as yet, because the humbleness that it really takes to make or to create the stuff that we need even right now, I can't get it from them, so I have to get it from myself. Because at the end of the day, I know what I'm doing, and I know the energy that I need to put out there towards the people, so they can resonate and a higher
even
meditation.
even for you, your thing is really set super different because you so I mean, I'm using the word I say worldly is because you've been so many different places that could have influenced your music, your style of music, even from what's going on in Jamaica, wherever. Because You've dealt with so many artists from different countries, Jaya,
Yes.
so many different, and I know each of them, a little piece of their style or something has influenced the way you would be doing music for yourself.
Yeah.
So I know for a fact that when it comes to you in
So
Jamaica, it's like, wow, I
you
see
know
what
one
you're
of the
doing.
artists. You know one of the artists that influenced me,
Uh-huh.
and it's American artist. You know the artist called Old City. Old City.
Old City. What is it?
Yeah.
Singing or R&B or what?
They do like pop and all those things and whole city. They say da 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 da.
I don't know that.
All
I don't know that one.
right, you can check out Old City. The people they know what I'm talking about. They'll check him out too. But the thing is that why I bring up Old City, and even Shabaranks bring up the same type of thing in his interview. Sometimes, as a creative artist, you can look up to other people too who's also very creative. Old City, the singer, he has a way of turning his voice, using his voice. It's like a keyboard with a violin. What he can just switch up his voice and draw notes and twist it and spin it, and he's just crazy with his vocal. And I was very impressed by that, to know that even as an artist, we don't have to limit ourselves
He's not
by
staying in
what
one
we
box.
know in a box. We can go out the box and be creative, just like these type of people who have spent the time to develop their vocal and use it differently from everybody else.
Yeah, man. When you okay, when was the how old were you? I guess when you first completed a album, because I know you have a few of them for yourself.
Yeah, I'm not, I think I was in my 20, maybe like 25. I think maybe about 25. My first album, The Warrior. Yeah, my first album, The Warrior.
The word is that the one I know?
Yes, that's my first album, The Warrior. Yeah.
So where was the first places you performed it? Like in the U.S. Like, was you able to come out here and?
Yeah, yeah. I used to tour and I tour on that album, that first album. I used to do show like in Boston and at Bill's Bar with the dub station band, and
Okay.
we did show in New York too, and I toured all of France. So I was in France for like a month and something touring on that album. I got a deal with a distribution from Cameroon
Okay.
called CBA Vision. They put out the album, and they were organizing a tour with Shabarangs. I know exactly when it happened, and and when my album was released, I think a day after 9/11,
Mm.
the first Warrior album, and it's like the tower, they fell right in the album, because
Wow.
music business, everything went down in that time.
Yes,
Everything
definitely.
went down. The stores closed. All the plans that was, I was to tour with Shabba Ranks. I was to do this. A lot of newspaper interview and a lot of interview. Everything went down.
Yeah, you have fused with your phone too. I can
Yeah,
remember one super slow one that I really liked. But I liked your whole when it came to performing, your whole stage presence, how you present
yeah,
the music, and how I loved it. It was just totally different. Like you committed to your style and your stuff. Because
yeah.
I remember when you came and you performed here. I thanked you on one of the shows that I had put on.
Yep, in LA. Yep.
And the thing is, because I know you and the people didn't know you, so as the men, when you came out there and performed, they was looking like, what is this? Because they saw you with the dreads, they thinking, why did you put them on that job Rastafari? They just think you
Yeah,
just come in, you came with your robe, you was in your vibe, and then you was hey, it was so crazy. But the guys was like, yo, that was different. They was like, it was good.
yes,
All of the
yes,
females, they was like, yo, that youth right there, he was good. And then I seen them, the who want to step out of themselves to come over and give you a handshake and be like, let you know, yeah, man, I like that. Yeah, I like your
Yes,
stuff. I like your
yes.
style. And I was like, look at you, so confident. And the thing is that you didn't know nobody nowhere but me, and you just came and was like ready. I was
Yep,
like, in front of yourself.
yep.
Right with my hand just ready. And I love that. I love that about different artists. When the thing is, when you have something that you want to give to the people, you don't have no questions about it, and you're sure,
Yes,
it's beautiful. It's sure, because sometimes people just be like performing, looking for forward. They
yes,
jump on there, they wait for people to be yeah, 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 whatever. But then there's people who just want to share what they got to share, and if you're gonna take it or leave it, but I know what I'm doing. You know what I mean?
yes, yes.
And I love that part about you too. Thank you guys so much. Bless everybody that's tuned into the music link. We're here with Dia Warrior out of Jamaica, producer, musician, artist, and hats over hats over hats. Okay, builders. Okay, let's talk about, when did you start Builders?
Builders Music
Builders Music is the name of your
Company.
studio, right? Your
Yeah,
production.
studio and label and a lot of stuff. Builders Music.
Builders Music.
I,
Okay,
I,
when
I
did you start
started.
that?
I started in the 90s. I started Builders Music. The whole concept came from my father album. He had an album called Nation Builder. And the cover it had some keyboard that was like buildings. And I said, I like this. And I took the keyboards that was like building and turned it into my logo and started Builders Music.
Builders Music. Let me ask you a question. I already know that Mr. Bless Up Yourself Jadi is a proud father, but how many times have you be like, yeah, Mandaya, like, yeah, what?
Well, for me, those like my mother and father, I just say, yeah, man, it's a constant thing because
I know.
I'm like, I always pray to God and say, God, use me as an instrument of your peace. So a lot of time, I do miraculous stuff through the Almighty.
Yeah.
You understand? So my mother always say to me, like, if I'm building a kite, for example, I'm building a kite. My kite is bigger than me and bigger than them.
And you still gonna be out there with your big old
That's
kite
my
trying to
kite.
make it fly.
My kite is bigger than me and bigger than my mother and father. We have to get a special car to fly. I always
Okay.
do things very big. My mother and father say, no, you don't have to do it so big. If I'm gonna bake a cake, I'm gonna make a big cake for everybody.
I
Not just a cake for me, alright? That's me. So
You like,
for
what?
surprises, they always surprised because I'm always doing something big.
Yeah, man. And bless your mom's greetings to your mother too. She's such a beautiful spirit. Your mother and your father, they just have this you can know that you're their child, because the two of them
Yes,
together, that spirit that you have is like pieces of them for real. They so chill.
yes, yes.
So chill. Okay, so the builders, when you first built the first studio, I mean, was that your first studio, or did you have a studio before you actually built your own studio?
Now, before I built my own studio, I was renting studio time. Like, even I'm at Anchor recording right now. I used to be at Anchor, and I used to be at like Mixing Lab, and I used to be at Star Trail. Renting studio time, and sometimes even playing music because I used to make music for Star Trail, like beats and those things for studio time, so I can produce myself and produce other artists.
Okay, okay. Um, so when you was producing, when you first started producing artists, like, who was the first famous artist that you produced? Actually, I mean, that we know to be famous now, or that was coming up back then.
Well, how I put it now, famous. I produce all the famous artists, them a lot of them. But
Just
let me see how I could put it now. All right, I moved through different stages in the music.
mhm,
At first, I get established as a musician. So I was moving with the famous artists them,
Okay.
like
You was
going on
in the
tour and playing music for them. I was there beside them, supporting them through their career on stage. So I was always with them. But when I started to really do work with them now, the first project I did was Gallup. And that project went number one all over the world. Mad Sick
it,
Edna Good.
it was who?
Mad Sick Edna Good. Predator. It established Predator. It was number one in Jamaica, number one all over the world.
Okay.
So when I started to work with the major artists, I started to work with a lot of them at once because it's rhythm driven. So I have a rhythm. Sprague Benz is going to do something on a Mad Cabra, Bounty Killer, Sean Paul, Lady Saw. Wyclef came and did something on my rhythm too, same way. Terror Fabulous. So I work with, when I start to work with all of them.
You just
Ghost,
give me super chill that whole lineup, okay? Cause
yeah.
I got a song that you worked on with me too. If y'all
Yeah,
get it all, all in the lineup.
yes, 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 yes.
Because what you got?
I'm going to put out those songs shortly.
Okay.
Because my thing right now is to put all the songs out, empty the studio so I can move on. Because when I did Gallup and Gallup was number one, a lot of the artists started to come to my studio
Okay.
to do work with me. So I end up have a lot of music from a lot of the artists them. So I'm just releasing right now because life take you on different journey. Sometimes I get taken out the studio for sometime months, sometimes years. I can't go in the studio to really do the work that I have to do because I have responsibility. I have children. I have to take care of the school fee and the lunch money, and I have to try to balance them and balance my family. And sometimes the music is a lot of time the music is not making the money that people think you're making.
Right.
It looks so wonderful and so nice, but it's not that easy as how people see it.
True. That's true. So who was like the first like foreign artist that you worked with when you started traveling? I know was you in Sweden too? No, you was
Yeah,
Germany.
Africa, France, yeah, Austria,
I mean, I do
Austria,
remember you was in Australia. So who
yeah,
was the first
Austria.
international artist that you worked with?
But I work with a lot of them because as a musician, even in Jamaica, first I was at Jammy's studio and we were doing work like with the Temptation. And those
What?
are very big international group. Jammys were producing them. Yes, and Chakademus and Pliers and Spanner Banner and all those, a lot of Jammys work because Jammys signed Caution Band and we were at the studio most of the time. So when the project came in, we were there to, do the rhythms and, help for the production.
And as far as with me here with the music link, I'm open. Like I want to talk to all, like differently from me just being a artist to the musician part. There's a lot of musicians that have been the backbone, has experienced so many different things in the music, but people never talk to them or hear their side of the story or what they experienced or what they learned from being with such great artists. You know.
Yes.
I mean, and with you working with them for so long, that's something that all musicians are have shows go when you get there. See, that's another part. See, you came, you already was ready to go. The
Yes,
show
yeah.
was up. There was no
No,
waiting
when
time.
it comes to show, I spend many years on stage on the stage, and around some of the greatest performers like Ninja Man and Bounty Killer and Merciless. I'm playing for them, so they are performing right in front of me.
Right.
So
See,
I must learn some stuff from them and see what they're
exactly.
doing
See,
because I'm there.
it's just clicking in my head right now that part. That I'm just saying. I was so like, okay, you were so ready, so together that plays a part in you being ready for yourself with all that experience with being an artist for so many years and being behind the scene and seeing what's up, what's next, time schedule, everything. You was like, you
Yes,
were
yes,
ready.
yes, yes.
But okay, so then the first artist that you had in the building, so wait. I don't want to go that far. Builder studio, your studio. What made you decide that you wanted to build your own place like that? Because I know so many artists have been there, been to your place already. What made you build that
Yes.
place?
Well, I'm super serious about the music.
Mhm. Okay, you guys, he's freezing up a little bit. We're talking to Dia Warrior. He's producer, artist, musician, director, um, and he's based in Jamaica. You back? So sometimes the signal is a little, but it's Dia Warrior or Diavillan Fearon. If you guys want to Google him, because he's a producer. If you guys got music that you're working on, or if you want to work on some music with him, he's a very humble youth. If you got the talent, um, you could connect with him, and he could produce some music for you, possibly. Let's see. Hopefully, it comes back in. But okay, let's see if he'll come back. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like and share, you guys. Like and share. Bless, bless, bless everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you for coming in to watch the music link. You guys keep tuning in. I'm gonna have different artists coming through. This week is gonna be really special. We're gonna have two in-house interviews, so you guys look out for that. And hopefully, let's see if he comes back in. We're talking to Dia. I'll say the music warrior, but it's Dia Warrior. And he's based out of Jamaica, producer, artist, musician, and director. And we'll talk about the directing thing when he comes back, because he's directed a movie, actually. He directed a movie and a few videos. So let's see if we can get him back before. Baptist, pick up yourself. You guys, thank you. That's your classmate. Oh, that was sweet. Yeah, Mandaya is. Let's see if we get him back here. There you go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, we were talking about the studio
Yes,
when you decided to build the studio.
yes. All right. Two reasons why I decided to build a studio. Number one is that I wanted to be able to create music at any time, and being able to, because music is a spiritual thing, and sometimes we have an idea and you cannot put it out. It's like a type of madness, like my father said, he used to play the breeze before he get a keyboard. He used to be out there enough business and was playing some music, playing and soloing and everything, and he's not playing a keyboard because he have the music in him. So to get it out, you need a studio to be able to record the ideas and bring it out. That's one of the reasons. The other reason is that in Jamaica, based on how the system is or was in terms of the people rights, you find out you play a lot of music for people, and then when you look at the record, you have no credit. You get no credit
Right.
for
That's
it.
true.
Yeah, you get no credit for it, and there's no royalty for you. So I wanted to do builders music, so I could put in my own royalty, and I could give my friends and other people working with me, or other musicians and artists, their royalty.
I remember when I visited out there, the twins was producing with you, right? Some youngster they were twins,
Yeah, yeah.
huh?
I got the
You hear
car.
me?
Yes. Yeah, I'm here
Okay.
now.
All I remember when I was there, you had the twins producing with you. It was some young guys over there that was learning how to produce. Twin brothers.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, they were the engineer. They were engineer, twin engineer. Yeah,
Yeah, man. I thought
yes,
that was so beautiful. They was
yes,
they was working. You gave it. It was like a real job. You was like the twins is working today.
yes,
When I came, I
yes.
had met Sizzler. Then I met Junior Reed at your studio,
Yeah,
and
Junior
literally,
Reid always give me a lot of strength. Yeah,
yeah, and he was like, you was supposed to do some work for him, and he was like, all right, man. After he saw me, he said, all right, man, you can go. But you was like, the twins is working today. They got this. I was like, oh, okay, you was like, you had trained them up. You was
yeah.
like, all right, you guys, later. You was like, you in good hands with the twins. I was like, oh, that was so sweet. So you
True.
had all those young kids, like young producers and stuff, doing music and teaching them in there too,
Yes,
other than the twins.
yes.
So what made you start doing that part?
And yeah, but because as I said, sometimes another thing is like Jamaica. Jamaica is a third world country. So you find out that a lot of the younger youths, they're not exposed to a lot of the new equipment and a lot of the things that is happening in the world. But because I was traveling back and forth, I used to get the latest keyboard, the latest drum machine, all those things. So a lot of the people that is interested in music was always good to come to the studio and see these type of equipment so they can test them and be around them and do music with them. So sometimes you always have to be showing the people the stuff that you have because it's not popular.
I thought that was really nice though, because they was serious in there, and I'm like, twin brothers?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're in the business, the whole studio. Okay, so as far as the building go, is that from school where you learn how to build like that? Because everything looks like professionally, it looks great in there. You did an absolute great job.
Yeah.
Okay, everything in that studio. I remember you even finished painting the door one day.
Yeah, yeah.
How, so did you learn it on your own, or did you get that from school? How to build like that to design?
To me, I've been to one of the best schools in Jamaica. Kingston Technical High School is a technical school. They teach you all the stuff about measurements and levels and balance
Okay.
and we go in depth with those type of stuff. Displacement and finding volume and finding mass and finding air and perimeter and all of those type of things. And I was very serious about school. So when you learn all those things, there's nothing that you cannot do because you know the laws that govern material and how to deal with it. So in Kingston Technical, they teach us welding, they teach us furniture, work how to make furniture, to do dovetail joint, all the different joints. They teach us a lot of in physics, they teach us a lot about to measure different stuff and understanding how to use the measurements.
Did you design anything for anybody else other than yourself? Because it's so good. You can do work like that for other
Yeah,
people.
design stuff for people but in most like in California.
Okay, 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 okay.
Like
I remember
some
you was
like
working
some
out here.
fences for the weed farm and those.
Talk to me, Diana. Let me bust that.
Keep the beer out. Because I'm a builder, so I can build a building.
Hey, build. That's a work. That's work. People needed some buildings done. You had to do the work. Hear me.
Yeah, you remember I used to be a chess cut, and I used to go up every morning with chat, and I used to do roofing. And I used to be every day, going to work, roofing from 5 o'clock in the morning on the roof.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's so crazy because you do all this stuff in the music too, and you was like a construction man too. Like,
Yes,
you gotta do what you gotta do. You said everything. It is everything. You touch everything.
yes.
You know what I mean?
I'm not
So
limited, I
where is
don't
your
limit
house
myself.
in there? Did you build up again? Did you
Yeah,
build
yeah,
up
we're
again?
we're on the fourth floor right now. if you come to the house, you never believe it. Yep. Yep.
I remember when you was like talking about the block machine, how you was getting the block machine, and you would go look, you would travel and you'd be away from your family, but you would always be handling business for things, at the house,
Yes.
And I admire that
I
about
want
you.
to make my mother and father proud because, like, I never forget where I'm coming from. And I always say that the blessing that I get, I have to bless them first because I know the
Yes.
sacrifice that they have made for us. I remember one time I'm in the country because in the 80s election, we had to leave town and go to school in the country because of the gunshots that was firing in Grantsville community. We were under the bed and we had to sleep under the bed and all those things, and it was very dangerous. So my father and mother, they took us to the country. We started to go to school in the country. And I remember one time my father came with some food for us. But in the country those days, there wasn't a lot. The system wasn't so good when it comes to buses and all those things. So the bus leave him like 10 miles away from the house. So he has to walk with the box of food. And when my father reached at the house in the evening, in the dust, he was wet from head to foot like he was walking in the rain.
And
And
that's why
I, and
he's
I
so.
never, that was, I never forget that. And I'm saying that my father, he really worked to sustain his family and through all the adversities. So for me, when I started to make money and I started to see things going in a good direction for me, I make sure I take care of my mother and father first.
You know what? I remember you guys have
Yes.
and with that being said, you guys, I want to share with you guys this personal something that he did about his father. The unique relationship that a man can have with his son, the respect that a man can have for his father. If you guys had seen it before, I just want to share with you guys this right here because I admire it. This is Daya. The music is before you, singing about his father waking up with every day my God together.
Yes.
Hold on. It's just a call. And the computer go again. Hold on. The phone. Hold on. Uh-oh. Okay, here we go, you guys. Hold on. I gotta give it to y'all good. Sorry about that, but it's all good. We natural up in here.
My father's a very great man. My father's a poor. My father never run away. Johnny, him big piano with instrumentals and just spread love
Every day I respect you more and more. Every day, my father. Every day I respect you more and more. Father, my father. Every day I respect you more and more. Every day, my father. Every day I respect you more and more. It's not easy to keep the family together. together. First, you have lots of brothers and sisters. Our Father guide and protect us every day. Our Father lead the way. It's not easy to keep the family together. First, you have lots of brothers and sisters. Family fade along the way when the fathers run away. Said he worked from town to country, tied so hard to feed me, and he sent us all to school to learn the golden rule. And he tried the road to help us, do the things to help us on. My father always guide the way. My father never strayed. Every day my father. Every day I respect you more and more. Every day my father. Every day I respect you more and more. Every day my father. Every day I respect you more and more. Every day my father. Every day I respect you more and more. My father paved the way, I stood a brighter day, and I know my father loved us so. Family went down the country, it's a community to grow me, and I know my father loved us so. And when you have nothing ready, still a share. Not gonna ever see none of Baba cheer. My father always a growing here. And when you have nothing ready, still a share. Not gonna ever see none of Baba cheer. My father always a growing here. Every day, my father. Every day I respect you more and more. Every day my father, my father. Every day I respect you more and more. Every day my father, every day I respect you more and more. Every day my father, every day I respect you more and more. Whenever good father, you have to give thanks. Some people get some bad father when ill treat them. But some people get some real good father, you know. Diavillan Fearon. Respect and thanks. It's not easy to keep the family together. Those who have lots of brothers and sisters, a father guide and protect us every day. A father lead the way. It's not easy to keep the family together. Those who have lots of brothers and sisters, family get hurt along the way. When the fathers run away, every day my father. Every day I respect you more and more.
That's it, alright. The regular dog. Yeah. Different. Exactly. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, true, true.
Every day my father, my father. Every day I respect you more and more. My father.
Yeah,
Wasn't that so beautiful?
yeah.
Oh, I love it, Dad.
You know that song is 4 minutes. I think maybe 5 minutes long.
When I look, I said, "Oh Lord."
They, they,
Hey,
they,
that's why
they,
you're a musician, because you could do it like that.
they didn't want to play it on the TV. They say I have to cut it, it's too long. And I'm saying I can't do that. The song was a father song, the song from my father. You know, look how much mother song there is. And that's like one of the only father song I know. Different from like maybe Luther Vandross dancing my father again on one of those things.
Right.
And they want me to cut my song. I said, no, I can't do that.
True, true, true.
The song,
That was
a
a
lot of people,
beautiful
they are in too
song.
much haste, they're in a lot of hurry, you know. Everybody in hurry, they run past everything. All the stuff that they should see, all the stuff that they should do, they run past it because they're in such a hurry.
True, true. Rushing and life. I don't know what people be running for because I be like, life is like right now. I don't know
Yeah,
what
but
they be running
anything
for.
that you're running down is something that is running away from you. So sometimes you have to just stop and know what you want and try to look for it. So when it's passing, you grab it. Because life keep revolving round and going in circles. So you have to just look for your opportunity and everything is going to come right back around. You have to prepare yourself to grab it because if you're running it down, it's running away from you.
What would you say to some of the upcoming artists now that's doing music? Like, how should they come about trying to do music?
Well,
How they figure out like what they kind of music they want to do?
to me, one of the most important things is to know the Almighty. Because he said if you don't know him, he don't give you the ability to do a lot of stuff. So a lot of people, that's why they use other people's stuff because they cannot come out of themselves because there's nothing in them to come out. You understand? So they create from other people's stuff because they cannot create from themselves because they don't know the Almighty. So the first thing that as an artist that I think you should do is try to be one with the Almighty and know God because everything is going to come from Him. That's why it says, seek ye first and everything shall be added. So when you know God, you can go into yourself and you can see a lot of stuff that you probably would see normally because you're just looking at the money.
Hey, that's real talk right there. That's real talk right there, Doc. Real talk right there. Gave me chills with that one right there because
Yeah, but
a
that's
lot of
some of
people
the problem
have
that we're
in the
facing
heart.
right now because a lot of people they don't know God. Some people believe in God and some people have faith in God. It's different from the people who know God. Because the people who know God see the work of God and know the work of God.
That's the difference right there.
Yeah, so when you know something, you don't need to believe and you don't need faith. You don't need those things again because you know. And that is the thing to reach the level where you know. Because you're talking about something that you're not seeing. So it's just like the breeze. You just know that the breeze is there because you're feeling it. You know, but sometimes there's forces higher than that you have to just know. You have to just know, just like the fruit on the tree, you know that every year at certain time it's going to come and you can stretch your hand and pick something. It's a the natural law, you know.
Okay, let me say something like well, let me ask you. As far as the music, like right now, I know that you're working with a lot of great artists. Do you like working with more older artists than the younger artists right now?
I always like to work with the older artists more than the younger one. The older artists, they are more stable, they are more humble. You can really do and do stuff with them and achieve stuff with them. Because they're not arrogant. They give you the time of the day to find what you're looking for. Because sometimes in the music it's not about the haste. It takes time to get the right melody, to get the right energy, to get the right voice, to get the right vibes. It takes time. And a lot of the younger artists they do things in haste, hurry. I do
They
a
want to
lot of
put it
sessions
out.
at
They
my
release
studio.
this thing,
Eh?
and they want to put it out tomorrow.
Yeah, music is like tree planting. You plant a tree today, it's gonna take years to reach its maturity. And that's real music. That's the way music is. You lay down certain stuff now and you take your time, you listen and you add to it and another day you add to it. That's why a lot of the album, a lot of the stuff I did, it take years for me to put them out. Because when I put them out, I can't go back and correct nothing again. So to really get it, even your song. Many times I pull it up and I work on it and I listen it back and I say, oh yeah. and it's at the level where I can release it, but there's still more to be done. So I can't do nothing with it. I still have to wait again, and I get new sounds and new idea, new vibes, and it might take 5 years, but at the end of the day, we're going to put it out and it's going to be there for lifetimes and lifetimes. A lot of my production, it's still relevant up to this day. My album, my work, Gallop, is still relevant. It's still playing on the radio
You know,
after 20
I
something,
have a
20,
lot of
like
your stuff on
18
my
years.
computer.
Eh?
I have a lot of stuff of yours on my computer still. You know.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe I should send you these files because I was
Yeah, I
like,
need them. I need
when
them to
I play my
have.
music, it's like your whole album, somebody else's album, some Marley stuff is on here too. I was
Yeah.
like, whoa. Hmm.
Yeah. Because I used to work
Your
at
computer
Chestnut
hot,
Studio.
boy.
You know, so a lot of stuff in Chestnut computer same way, you know?
A lot of stuff in here, man. Trust
Yeah.
me.
But
I mean,
lady,
but some of the stuff was deleted, but I have a lot of things in there, and I wanted to clear. Now I was like, I can't even do it. I
yeah.
was like, I can't even do it. But I wanted to do. I can't even do it because I don't even want to touch it.
But Lady B, since we
Okay.
here, I like to depart some stuff to say, man, because you know, you see, time is one of the most, we call it now, sacred, and it's crazy. Time, just time. If you utilize time, you will see the benefit of time in everything you do. Just time. If you don't waste time, then obviously you're doing something productive that will show benefit within time. And
Do you?
that is like my motto from I was little. That's why I say I can see myself different from even my friends. Cause even Tina McKenzie, I see him pick up the interview as a KT student, one of my classmates, and they understand what I'm talking about. Cause when I was at school, I don't waste time. I do my homework at lunchtime because when I leave school, I'm going to rehearsal with Abyssinian as a school youth because I said there's always a shortage of keyboard player. So I'm always have to go out there and fill the space in a lot of band and getting the music out there. But time, if you don't waste time, then you're going to see progress in your life in anything you do.
Do you know all of the nights where I would go with my mentor, Chescott, all the things that he showed me had enabled me to do so many things as far as music all these years, to being able to deal with the artists, even performing, singing background with big artists, teaching me how to sing certain rhythms, certain ways. And that time that I would put in when I get off work, and he used to be like, "What you going to sleep for? Come over here." I used to be like, "Okay." Sitting there and him teaching me how to make music. People be so surprised when I be like, "Oh, I can record you," or "I know how to build a rhythm," because I was taught that, and I was so
Yes,
thankful
yes,
because when I do it, people be so surprised, and I was like, I put in a little time,
yes, yes,
learning these things, and I'm so thankful that I did because when it comes to the play, it's so amazing that I be like, I know how to do this. I'm like, wow, it's crazy, and so I understand from that time. And back
yes.
then, I really didn't want to go, but he was just say to me, "What are you gonna sleep for? Come and learn. Come." And he would set up the computer and go sit there, and I would be there 3, 4 in the morning, building rhythms and doing stuff. And then over the years, those things was coming back up, and I was like, "Wow, that's crazy."
Yep, yep.
Yeah. So, far as what are you working on now, like for yourself?
Well, right now, I'm promoting the song called "The Vision." We the Visionary with Fred Locks and myself, Dia Warrior.
Okay.
And now I'm focusing on bringing out and promoting my artist career because I've spent a lot of years developing myself and realizing that the help that I need from a lot of people, I can do it myself.
Okay.
Because sometimes you have big artists out there, they're established, and a lot of them I know them from before they are who they are now. You know, like Evolution, for example. Lucian used to be the lead singer for one of my early band that I started to play music with called Earth Ruler. And he used to be the lead singer. So everywhere we keep a show, we call Lucian. And that is before people know Lucian as how they know him now. And he used to sit at the roadside and eat cane and, just like how regular people move. But, when people get established, as I said, they change. So you have a different relationship with them now from then, because the money get involved in things now, and sometimes if you don't have the money like how some people have, you can't talk to them, because the money is money and money. You have money and I have money. We're like, it's like we're equal. But you have money and I don't have money. We're not equal, because it seems like then I want some of your money. But when you know the Almighty is not about that, it's I am happy for your blessing, and my blessing will come one day. You understand? Because we are working, and sometimes some people blessing come. But as I said, a lot of time I'm so disappointed with my fellow musician and my fellow artists, and I know them because a lot of them lose their way of where they're coming from. And if you don't know where you're coming from, you're still not going to know where you're going either. You understand? So they're lost. That's why we have no direction.
In this COVID time, it'll set a lot of them down who was like dependent on these tours and to make money to now they're humbling themselves because they can't even go different places. So they dealing with people who they would never deal with before.
Yeah.
This COVID time.
Yeah. But COVID time, it's a new era for all of us, because not even my great grandmother have any experience with this thing, and there's not a lot of people that can give us even good direction in this time and what is even really happening, because we still don't know if famine is gonna hit us. We still don't know if more disaster is gonna hit us. We're having a hurricane headed to Jamaica, but we still don't know a lot of stuff. And what the stuff that we should know, we still don't know that either, because we get our time, we call it distracted by other stuff. It's like, to me, I'm surprised, like even some of the radio station in Jamaica, particular one, I think people can figure out what I'm saying, because they party every day. People are dying, and serious things happening to the nation, and if you go on the station, they party. It's like, so where's the humanity? Where's the humanity in whatever you're doing? Because humanity should be in everything, and those are the type of stuff that create the problem. Because when you get caught up in all of these systems, the system is more than humanity. People cannot understand that these people have some issues and have some problem that need to get taken care of. But they move it with the protocol. The protocol is more important than a person who is there hungry outside, where you could give them something. You understand the protocol of, we have to sell X
That's
amount and make
the
X
only
amount of
connection is
profit.
with radio.
Eh?
Some people only connection is with the radio.
Yeah, and that is why I feel that even the radio, a lot of the disc jockey and people should try to connect to the people issues, not just the people party issue, because we cannot party when we are hungry and facing a lot of the judgment that is happening in earth right now. But they are doing it, even though people, this thing spreading and so dangerous, people still partying, and people still think it is so important for everybody to come together and party just the same, like it's just another day. And when the result come, or the after claps, and when they see what the result come, people start dying. So it's like a lot of people have to die for these people to really take this thing really serious and know, the discipline that they have to do to deal with it. Because they said the word quarantine came from the Bible, from the 40 days and 40 nights that Jesus, I think, went in the hills. It's the same type of thing. In those times they have leprosy and different type of disease that they have to deal with, and they quarantine themselves.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's difficult time, boy. Difficult time. So the song with you and Fred Locks right now. Let me pull that up so we can play that,
Yeah.
and then we're tell the people where they can get some of your music. You on all platforms?
Yeah, I'm on all the platform, iTunes and all those things. You can check Billy's music. Right now we're promoting Fredlock's album Bigger Tunes. And I released like 15 albums. Released even an album with Sugar Slick and a lot of songs with Spragga Benz and Mad Cabra and a lot of them, a lot of jugglings and a lot of stuff that I had. You know, I just wish I know that with time I would get the mainstream and people really start to hear all the work that I've been doing over the years. But I'm not
I
worried
tell
about
people, I
that.
said, Daya, he produced for so many people. I was like, so many people. It's like he's one of them producers, but trust me,
Yeah,
get that hits out there, and just
I've
that you not both. If you was one of them bossy guys,
you know
you
me.
would,
Everybody will know me.
yeah,
Everybody will
you would
know me.
just get on every camera
Yeah, me do
doing
this and
like
I me do
doing
this
your
and I me
thing.
and I me and I me and I me. I could be like that, but it's God, you know. The Almighty give us the strength and inspiration to do all these things. So I'm not going to try to go over it. People will know who is who and what is what with time because they say the word that you do live after you, you know. You understand? And,
Yeah,
and if it don't benefit me, it's going to benefit my kids. But me, I want to leave a legacy of positivity to help the younger generation and even the older generation. Because right now, I think that even my music, I think it appeals to the younger generation, but it's going to appeal also to the bigger people too, because they're the one right now who have the devices and all this stuff, and they have to buy all the stuff for the kids too. But I know that I'm going to connect with them, and I'm doing it right now.
Daya, you so positive, and you have the full understanding of everything, how it's working, how things are not working. You're so just firm, you
Yeah,
know.
but you have to be, because sometimes you can have the fastest car, you're still not winning the race. You understand? And those are the stuff. But sometimes you have to understand that sometimes it's probably not the right time because most of the stuff that I do, I always get a feedback saying that I'm ahead of my time. So I figure now, like right now, I see where the time is catching up, and a lot of the stuff that I've been doing over the years, because
Right.
I'm doing music that people, when they listen to music, they can get energy from it, they can learn something from it, it can empower them in some form of way. I'm not just doing music for money, and that is why
And
I
your messages be clear.
clear. Yeah,
Your messages is clear.
message is clear. That is why I step back from a lot of the excitement and a lot of the speed and everything, so I could be able to get the right spiritual energy, to get the right sounds, to get the right feel, so the music can live on. Because a lot of the music, it is just a song. You can't feel it. You're just hearing it. It don't move you. It don't move your spirit. That is why
I've been
we
in a
do.
party and we all standing there and people kind of just talking the words out, but nobody's in the vibe. But when they play something old school, everybody just starts.
Because it has an energy. It has an energy with it. Like even the visionary song, I'm getting a lot of feedback on it, and some people are saying that like within this time, it is one of the deepest roots reggae song they hear for a long time.
Okay. You know what? I want to go ahead and play that song and then we'll come back and talk a few more minutes. I just want to ask you about the movie that you did because not
Blind
only are you
Shutter.
producer, he's a director. He did a whole movie, you guys.
Yes.
All right. This is Dia Warrior and Fred Locke with We the Visionary. You
Yes.
guys, this is a new song that they're working on. Go ahead, say it.
We the visionary.
Okay.
We hear from creation. Yep.
Visionaries, turning from creation. Yeah. We the visionary trading. from creation. Creation, yes. Always in time. We see them operation. Them operation. We the vision of the challenge. Create from creation. Creation. No matter what they try, we see their operation. Their operation. We build them and they use us. Yes, they use us to build their pyramids, to build their cities, and they will use us. Oh God, I see them wondering. But Jah made us humble. Jah made us humble. But like the enemy can light a fire, and their cities will crumble. Oh yes, we the visionary trading. We from creation. Yes, from creation. And no matter where them high, we see them operation. Whoa, we the visionary trading. We're from creation. Creation, yes. And no matter what they try, we know the operation. So they don't know. The best us with the power to see them from afar. And we don't care. They're on TV or in their car. And we don't give a damn. Where do they think they are? And we will fight back if they push us to war. Push us to war. We the visionary cabin. We move from creation. Make them not to raise their high. We see them operation. Their operation. We the visionary challenge. We get the creation. We get now. And no matter what they do, we know the operation. Oh, yeah. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. For his delight in the law of the Lord, and his law is his meditate day. He shall be like a tree planted by the river of water, that bringeth forth fruit in due season. Our leaves also shall not wither, and also will be shall not. The ungodly are not so, but like the child of the rich. Therefore, the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord knew the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish.
Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
Very large. That wasn't the first tune that you did with him, was it?
The fellas?
That wasn't the first song that you done with him. You worked with him before,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I put out the EP with him called Right Away. But we had this album before, so we were putting out the album now. But the right away, we had to do it right away because of the issues that was going on, because we realized that we're still seeing news about slavery in 2020, and that's crazy. We still see news of racism and all those things, and a lot of disgusting stuff in the media in 2020, which is crazy. After all Marcus Garvey and all the people do so much sacrifice to change this narrative and make the world a better place for all of us. So it's like we're going backwards. So we have to do right away to deal with those type of issues before we even release the album. We're just releasing the album now.
Even with everything that you were saying in the interview later, I mean before, about the people, it's all in the song too.
Yes.
It's all in the song.
Yes.
As I was listening, I was like, you was talking about this in our conversation.
Yes.
All of those things in the song about people and how they're doing things in the song.
Yes. You know that I went to Africa with Shaka Demus and Pliers, and we did a show in a place I think called Kampala. It was in Uganda. It was one of the biggest shows that I did out there. And as far as you could look, you see people. As far as you can look, you just seen heads. It took us like 3 hours just to get out the venue. And when we finished that show, the people started to cry. And the cry, the people crying, it sounded like an earthquake and a hurricane together. And I was there like saying, I was packing up my keyboard and stuff quick to get out the stage because the sound was so powerful. It's like vibrated the place. But it reminded me of around the wall of Jericho. The army went, when the people made a shout, when the people made a shout, the wall fell down. I remember that, and I see the power of people uniting and putting their voice and their energy together and what it can do. It moves mountains. The sound, destroy and change. You know, the power of the human being is unlimited, and we don't, a lot of people don't get to develop it up. You know, Marcus Garvey is a prime example of a great man who has done so much, and with just one man who has put himself and sacrificed himself just to show us what we can do as a people, same way. You know, His Majesty set the foundation for everything. You read the word of His Majesty, you change. You become so brilliant in everything you do because it's just pure positive influence going to bring positivity in everything you do.
Yeah, especially when you performing songs where it's positive energy, it open people's minds up and they can see through the words,
Yes.
positive or great things going on, that energy.
Yes.
I can only imagine because out there they wouldn't take slackness songs. You know what I'm saying? Turn up no party song.
Yes.
They only love. They're more heightened when you bring them positive songs.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
they're heightened when you're talking about things that's real to them. Real life stuff.
Yes. But one of my wish when it comes to the music is to see some of these artists who are so brilliant and so lyrical and all those things to just clean up their music, because a lot of their song is so nice too and have nice melodies and everything, but when you listening to it, certain things come out of the music that should be in it, because your sons and your kids and your people around you, it's embarrassing to listen a nice song and then you hear certain type of expletive and certain type of thing coming out. It's a disrespect to the audience and a disrespect to the children, to the future, because a lot of the artists, they don't have to put these type of derogative thing in their song. People gonna love their song just the same. But I don't know. They say they want to be raw and they want to be so. I think they want to be disrespectful to maybe make a certain type of audience respect them.
I don't understand how they do it because as an artist, we've been shown time and time again from different artists that's been in the music, the longevity of the artist, that it's been always some positive music,
Yes.
punching music, something that people can feel. You know,
Yes.
you ain't just gonna be keep playing slackness every day, but you'll be playing something that's gonna lift your spirits, or something that you can really gravitate to, have an understanding to.
Yes.
And those artists are the ones that seem they don't even have to work regular jobs anymore. Those
Yeah,
music sustain them
but me,
and leave a legacy.
I believe that a lot of the negativity that is in the music is endorsed by higher forces beyond us. And they will spend their money and they will do whatever it is to push things that is going to degrade our nation and our people, because that is what I'm seeing very clear. That's why I say we're the visionary. We hear from creation, and no matter what they do, we're seeing it, because the actions speak louder than word, and by the action that you're seeing, you have to wonder what is really happening. How can somebody go around the music of Bob Marley and some of the positive music that a lot of these elders have listed and laid out for us to make us more brilliant and more positive and everything, and go around and give us something to talk about jiggy 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 and wiggy 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 and piggy 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 and some little stuff that it can't do nothing to nobody, it cannot educate you, it cannot do nothing to your life that is going to make you better. So you party away your time and you waste your time, and now is the time when we need all those spiritual energy and a lot of stuff, and people are way behind. People are way behind right now in this COVID-19 time. No, we need to really harness the power of the Almighty to help ourselves and to help others, and we can't do it because we wasn't doing it from those times. So how we gonna do it now?
Right. Yeah, it's getting very more. It's harder. It's
It's
harder.
gonna be harder. Of course, it's gonna be harder. So that is why the people now turn on themselves. You know, people start to destroy people. People, it's just a matter of time. You know, people start to destroy, literally. People destroying people. In Jamaica here, a lot of places, people getting robbed because there's not a lot of jobs and not a lot of money going around like before, and they don't care about their other brothers and sisters and the struggle that they are going through. So they see a man walking in the street, you know, he might do and probably have a last $1,000 and they take it from him just the same, and he have his kids and his family to take care of just the same. So
That's
we're
exactly
just
what it's
going
going
into
to.
a worse and worse situation.
And that's exactly what it's going to. That's exactly what it is. And they're taking their time with trying to get you to listen. So, ask you this. Let's talk about this movie.
Yes.
Blind
Shutter.
Man,
Blind shutter.
huh?
Blind shutter.
Blind. Oh, Blind Shutter.
Yes.
So, what came about? Okay, we're gonna do this and we're gonna wrap it up. But let's talk about this movie. What made you decide to film a movie, Daya?
You know, from a child, I always wanted to be a director. Too, you know, that's what my first love, to be a director, like make movie. But I didn't see the possibility of it coming true because we didn't have the equipment and all those things. The editing, even in 2003 when I did Gallup, because I was always recording, you know, videoing with my camera, and just to edit one piece of thing on the PC. We have to just leave it alone. It couldn't work before YouTube and all those things. Look at the editing thing. It couldn't work. You
Right,
can't edit nothing. You can't do nothing. So when the technology reached the stage where I see that I have a camera that I can edit and I can shoot and I can do it, like it's like
right,
you give a crazy director everything he needed. So like,
right.
what? I can do a movie. Like I just called some of my friends and I started discussing this idea of how we're gonna do a movie. And we were so everybody excited. We just jump in it. We just crazy. We just want to do the movie. We want
Everybody
to
was
make it
supporting
fun.
you, huh?
Yeah, we get a lot. Everybody come and put in their piece and we make it. You know, the whole concept of the blind shutter. It
How did
came.
you figure out who was gonna be the blind shutter?
Ryan Walker, he came to the studio to do some work. You know, he's a gospel artist, but he's so jovial and so funny. You know, doing a lot of jokes. And I said, there's something about this person, man. I think I can do a comedy with him. You know, he's a Christian, you know. So I talked to him and he said, yeah, of course, but let us do it. And we just talk about the movie because we didn't write a script. I just have the idea, I know the scenes, I know how it's going to be connected and what is to be happening in each of the scenes and all those things. And we discussed those things before. So we know that in this
Oh,
scene,
that's good. So it's natural. Tell me something. Is it on YouTube? Can you
yeah,
see that
it's
on
on
YouTube?
YouTube. It's on YouTube. Blind Shutter is on YouTube. It's
Okay,
on.
blind shutter, you guys. And what is it under Daya?
It's on the Builders Music page, Builder Music YouTube page.
YouTube, you guys. We
Yeah,
have a whole movie that
and I
is
have a new
blind
one.
shutter.
I have a new one coming out called Crazy Love. It's like 90%
Crazy
finished.
love.
Crazy Love. It's 90% finished. And you know, it showed the growth, you know, as a director, because I'm growing as a director also. You know, The Blind Shutter was my first movie, and, you know, you see me edit a chess cut for months. Months I'm there editing.
Right.
Yeah, and I learn, and each year, each day I keep learning. So, you know, the more movie I'm gonna make in the future, it's gonna just keep getting better and better.
Hey, I'm gonna send you my song. I don't know. You might have a song already. You can put it in the movie.
Yeah, send it to me.
Joy.
Send it to me.
Yeah, you can put that one in the. You recorded it for me, Joy.
Yes, yeah,
I'm in your love. Joy, joy, joy.
yes.
I'm in love. Put that one in the movie.
Just send it, man. I'm still
I'm
in the
gonna send
editing
it.
process. Yes,
Okay, I'm gonna definitely do that.
yes.
Okay, so we got this movie, Crazy Love. You guys look out for Crazy Love. So he's a director to you guys. If y'all want to do some videos, if you're in Jamaica, this is the man. He's look, he got Grammy. He's
I have a
did so many
junior.
albums for so many artists.
Yeah.
Huh?
I have a junior award also and a lot of number ones.
Look, and a lot of number ones. I'm telling you, this crazy because a lot of people don't know, but a lot of people know you. But I guess because you so humble, maybe they just humble with you. Because I was on the plane and this girl came talking to me, and she asked me where I was going, and I said that my homeboy, I said me and my friend was supposed to be there. She couldn't get a babysitter, and I had already bought my ticket. But my homeboy, this is my friend, and I trust him. I said, I was like, I'm gonna still come because I already bought my ticket. And she was like, so where you going? I said, his name is Fearon. And she was like, wait a minute, his daddy. And I said, I think so. Yeah. She was like, oh yeah, that's a good family. They compound. I was all like, look, before I even got there, I started envisioning stuff. She was like, that compound is nice. That family is a great family. You're gonna be safe. And I was like, that's crazy how small world people
Yes.
know people like that.
Yes.
So she was just telling me that you're gonna be safe, okay? You're gonna be safe. That's a good family. It's a compound, and that I was really like, okay. You really, it really set my mind at peace for real because I was like, dang, they know you.
Yeah.
So, all I did was say a couple of things and she knew exactly who you was. And she was like, I think she could have been a little older because she said your father. When I said your father, no, I said the firm and she said refer to your father first. And she was
Yes.
all like, oh, that family is good. Yeah, so you guys are definitely going down in the history books. Jadi is major in its own. I actually want to talk to your father too, because
Yes.
I know I've seen that he's done a lot of
A
music
lot.
that, yeah,
Still
man.
doing a lot.
Yeah, yeah, man. And see, you got your own mark on right there. How is Daya doing? Little Daya. Oh, we froze up again. We was gonna get up out of here anyway. Let's see if he comes back. I thank you guys for tuning in. This is Lady B. This is Daya Warrior out of Jamaica, producer, director, musician. He's played keyboards for some of the most famous reggae artists, old to young. He's been on tour. Um, he toured with Shabba Ranks. He's toured with Spragger. He's toured with um, different people, like some different artists, American artists, France, Germany. I remember he was on tour with a young artist. This guy, look up Daya Fearon or Daya Warrior on Instagram, and you can reason with him and see if you guys want to do some music. I just played the Okay, he came back. I just played the latest thing he's working on with Fred Locks. He just did, called the "We Are the Visionary," and you know, it's going down. We're gonna say goodbye right here, I think. So if you guys are doing music and you even got some questions, he's a kind of guy where if you want some stuff you're not sure about, you can ask him. He's a guy who will share with you his knowledge. As you guys can see who've been listening in, he's very spiritual and he's in tune and he has a right understanding about things. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to know the truth about some stuff, he'll let you know. It's saying that he's adding right here. And thank you guys for tuning in. My name is Lady B, and this is the Music Link. Link, link, link. We link with the artists, musicians, and okay, he's up. Artists, musicians, and we talk about everything that's going on in their life, their point of view, and what they're working on to what they was working on. So just tune in if you guys see the music link, our Lady B. Just join the live and see what's going on, see what artists we have. This week I have two more artists in house, so you guys just if you see me come on live, just come on. I thank you guys for tuning in. Lady B, that was Daya the Warrior um, on the music link. So you guys have a blessed one here. Take